So as I was saying, thank you for taking the time to be here on a Friday night. I know for some of you it's a very busy day because you had to prepare everything for the weekend. So I really appreciate you all being here. So today we are going to review the sensory verbs that we practiced last class. We are going to keep on working on them, and tonight is time for you to practice your descriptions. That's the main focus of today's class. Before practicing though, I'm going to review a little bit the sensory verbs that we worked on last class. So all of you can bring back the vocabulary. And after the short review, we are going to go and play a little game in order for us to be able to describe things. So let me start sharing my screen. Let me make it bigger. And yeah, so as you may remember, last class we started with Unit 2. And in Unit 2, you are supposed to improve your describing skills. So first of all, we started this describing unit with the sensory verbs. What are the sensory verbs? The verbs that are related to the senses. Okay, so we are going to review the vocabulary first, and let's go there. So we were talking about the five senses, the regular five senses that we use to perceive things, and then using them, we can describe them. That's the idea. So we have five verbs that are useful in order to describe, and those verbs are related, of course, to the senses. We have the verb look. Let me change the color. I didn't like this one. So again, we have the verb look, which is related to the eyes or the sight. And here we have the example of the view looks beautiful. This is just a way to describe something that you can see that's related to the eyes. Then we have the verb taste, which is related to flavors, everything that you can feel in your mouth, flavors. And then we have the verb feel, which is related to things that you can touch. For example, this sweater feels soft. So it's related to the touch. Then we had the verb smell, which is related to the nose, or our capacity to smell things. In English, all of the verb and the noun are the same. So you can say, using it as a verb, for example, I can say, it smells good. Or I could say, there's a funny smell. All right, so it works either as a verb and as a noun. It has the two functions. And finally, we have the verb sound, which is related to the hearing.
Lucy, ¿cómo estás? Buenas tardes.
Oh, are you talking to me?
¿Todo bien?
Oh, no, he's not talking to me. All right. As I was saying, we have the verb sound, which is related to hearing. And yeah, we had the example of the music sounds terrible. All right, so yeah, those are the five verbs that you can use in order to talk about the different senses with which you can describe things. All right, so this is the first step to describing. Last class I told you that that when we start learning English or any language, I would say, we start describing things at a very basic level, like this house is big, and only using one adjective. So the idea with this vocabulary is that you can improve your describing skills, and you can use more than one verb, which is verb to be. You can add these sensory verbs to your descriptions, and also you can add more adjectives. What are the adjectives? Things like beautiful, sweet, terrible, bad, soft, etc. So those are adjectives. The idea here is that you can describe what is around you using more vocabulary and more complicated structures. That's all that we are trying to do. So go from a basic description to a more advanced one, because yeah, you're moving on to the intermediate level, so you should be able to describe things like this. That's it. So then we had a look at the grammar box, which is related to the idea of comparing two things. I told you that if you're going to use this structure to compare two things, they have to be at the same level. They have to be similar, because it would be weird that you describe two things that have nothing in common. Especially, you have to pay attention to the specific verb that you are using here. So it has to make sense with the smell, feel, look, sound, and taste first, and then two things that are on the same level, or at least they are similar. That's the idea, right? So don't forget that, because if you start comparing things that have nothing in common, it sounds weird, right? And if you're going to do that, you have to explain why. And yeah, so also we mentioned that we can use a little or a lot to express degrees of comparison, right? So it's just like to intensify the comparison that you are making. And of course, a little or a lot need to be here before like. So that's also something that you have to keep in mind. What else? This is important. We mentioned that we cannot use sensory verbs in the continuous form. It's always in the present simple or the past simple. But don't use it in the present continuous or the past continuous, because it doesn't make sense in those tenses. The sensory verbs are also called non-action verbs, right? So they cannot be continuous verbs. They are called non-action, and also they are called non-continuous, continuous verbs. So that means they cannot be used in the continuous tenses because they don't make sense in the continuous tenses, right? Why is that? Because they describe states and they do not describe actions. So a state is something that stays the same for some period. So it's not in progress. It's not an action in progress. That's why you can never use them in the continuous tenses. So for example, you have to say, my room smells like flowers, but you cannot say my room is smelling like flowers. Because again, it doesn't make sense. It sounds weird, because here you are talking about a state and not an action, right? So keep that in mind and use them only in the simple tenses, not in the continuous one again. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what we did last class. And I think this is not too complicated. Now you need to remember the verbs that we practiced, and you have to bring back your adjectives, which is going to be something important for descriptions. Let's practice a little bit. I have some exercises at the back of the book, and I have one on my slides. So let's start by the one on my slides, and then we'll go back to the book. Let me find my slides here, and let me go there. Alrighty, so yeah, I have this exercise, and it's very easy. It's just to warm up. What's the idea? You here have some verbs that you need to use in the sentences that we have here. So let's complete them. You can use the chat if you wish, if you want to tell me the answer, because this is something that we need to answer all of us together. It doesn't work otherwise. So yeah, let's try. We have number one, this soap, a little like lemons. I really like it. So what could it be? We have a soap. What is a soap?
Smells.
Smells?
Taste.
Tastes? Okay. Tastes.
Yes.
Is it taste? Could
I
it be
think soap
taste?
is, I don't know. What soap is jabón?
Yes.
Ah,
Not taste, so
looks a little like more.
No.
Diferente.
I think
Look,
smells.
huele.
Smells.
Yes, it smells. It would be very
Smell.
weird if you tasted a soap. Don't do
Ah,
it.
sí, soap.
Yeah, please don't do it. It's
I
not
get
safe.
confused a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe soap it's another thing, but well.
No, I think I know where the confusion comes from. Let me write it. We have the word soap. Oops, not
As
right.
like a soup?
Feels, smell or smell.
Yes, there you go. Feels could be also. All right, so we have soap and we have soup.
Mm.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that's a mistake here.
So strange. My classmate tasted the soap. Oh, this.
Let's hope they didn't. Yeah, for their own safety, I hope nobody has tasted a soap. Because yeah, it's not a good thing. Then we have this soap. Feels a little like lemons. Is it feels? I don't
I don't
agree.
think so.
No, smells or no?
Smells.
Smell.
Smells. Yes. That makes more sense. Yes, smells.
Who knows? This word is really strange.
Yeah. No, I don't think it works. Yeah, smells like lemons. Also, yeah, because it's more common to have a soap that smells like lemons. It's like something that could happen. All right, then we need to buy new towels. These ones are for like sand. What is
These
sand,
ones
by the way?
feel like
Feel.
sand.
Feel like sand?
No.
No. Yeah. Sand means arena. Arena.
Sorry. That was
Feel.
Feels, yeah.
feel.
Yeah, I
Feel.
agree with you. Yeah, because I don't know if you can smell sand. I don't think so. Maybe, but yeah. Feel is more
Feels.
feels.
Yes. Okay. Oh.
Yes. Like you can touch it, I guess. But I don't know if we can smell. Yeah. All right. Number three. She, something a little like her mother, but a look like her dad.
This one.
She looks.
Why feels teacher?
Oh, why feels in the previous one?
It's a plural.
Oh, there you go. I was
Feel.
expecting you. Yes.
I was right. Teacher, that's not fair.
That's not fair. Yes. I want the rest of the class to be also paying attention. I'm sorry. These are my little tricks to see if everyone is paying attention to me. I don't have any way of seeing you. So yeah, these are my little tricks. All right. Yeah. So yeah, it's plural. We are talking about towels. So plural. And also these, it's plural. So yeah, it is important. By the way, we may find this interesting. Let me check the pronunciation of this word because of not working. Yes. It's like towel.
Oh,
Towel. It's not like the Spanish pronunciation towel. Sometimes people say no. It's the same that happens with tower. It's kind of the same, tower. Or with an R at the end, tower. Right, so yeah, careful with those words because the W here becomes like a U, like a vowel sound. So towel and tower. Yeah, now let's go with number three. So she, what could it be? Looks, let me see what we have in the chat. Yes.
She looks.
She looks, definitely. So she looks a little like her mother, but I look like her dad. So yeah, we are talking about appearance in this example. Yep. Now, what about number 4? Their new song, that's very easy.
Sounds.
Sounds.
Sound.
Yeah, sounds. And also it needs to have an S at the end because we are talking about one song, their new song. Sounds a lot like all their old songs. Very good. Now we have number 5. Do you want to try my soup? It's a little like Vietnamese.
It takes.
Taste. Taste. Okay, so this is a soup that you can
Soup.
taste. Yeah, this is right. Taste or tastes?
Tastes.
Tastes.
Okay, yeah, it is important to feel the final S, tastes. Very good. And yeah, and we have a soup, of course. Don't forget the pronunciation. You, like your sister on the phone, I can't tell who's who when you call.
You sound.
You sound. Why? Because we're talking about when you make a call. You cannot differentiate who's speaking. Yeah. Now I have a question. Why don't we use an S at the end of the verb here?
The second person.
Yep. Right. So we are not talking about he, she, or it. We're talking about the second person, you. So yeah, no S at the end. This shirt, a lot like silk, but I'm pretty sure it's cotton.
Feels.
Feels. Let's see what we have in the chat. Feels too. Yeah. Feels. Why? Because we are talking about fabrics. What is fabric? Who remembers? No, it's not like
Tela?
factory.
Tela?
Yes.
Tela.
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 Yes. Tela. Or yes, tela. I always forget that word in Spanish. Yeah. Fabric. So silk, this is not silk. This is wool, actually. But yeah, you can have silk. What do we have here? Cotton, wool, etc. Those are fabric.
Synthetic? How do you say synthetic? Also?
Synthetic. Yes.
Synthetic.
Synthetic.
Polyester, like synthetic, right?
Yes, like polyester.
Mm.
That's right. Yeah. So finally, all these coffee shops look like each other.
Look.
Yes. There we go. That's the only option that we have. Yeah, look. All right. So now that we have used these words a little bit, I think now that we need to use them in speaking, because that's why we came to this class, to speak, to be able to describe things. I was trying to make a board game. It's not aesthetic. It doesn't look nice, but I promise it's a good one. I usually try to create games that are aesthetic, that they look nice. The one that I created tonight is not pretty, I must confess, but at least is effective. So let me share it with you. Before sending it, anyways, I'm going to show you how to play, because yeah, I'm not sure if all of us know about it. So let me go there. I promise that it's effective, although it's not aesthetic. So my idea here is that you can describe things. So we have questions, and also this is a board game, so you are supposed to roll the dice. It sounds good. It sounds cool. I like it. So you have to roll the dice again, and you have to be moving your pieces. Well, this is a start. Okay, so move around. For example, number 3. What feels oily? Right. So to answer that question, you need to know what oily means, and also you need to be able to describe what feels oily. What is oily, by the way? Who knows?
It's a liquid
Aceitoso.
coming from the petroleum.
Or petroleum. Oh, that's very, very specific, but yeah.
Mm.
Yes, yeah, something that feels a little sticky, I would say. So yeah, now you have to also have a big imagination to try and remember what feels oily. I cannot think of something that feels, oh, maybe moisturizing. What is moisturizing?
Hidratante.
Hidratante.
Texturizado.
Moisturizing. Yeah, it's more than what we call it in Spanish. What do we call it? Crema that we put in our skins.
Crema hidratante.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, in English, we wouldn't say cream to put in your face or in your skin. No, we don't say cream. We say moisturizing, right? So yeah, I think moisturizing feels a little oily. That's my idea. Yeah. So yeah, be creative. Imagine what feels oily or what sounds very loud, what smells sweet. That's also a kind of a challenging one. Yeah, so the idea is to try to describe things. And this is a challenge for those of us who are not good at describing. For example, myself, I'm not good at describing things. And it's very hard for me, even in Spanish, to describe things. So yeah, it's a challenge to do this kind of activities. I'm hoping that it's also challenging for you. And if it's difficult, still try it, because sometimes when you push your abilities a little forward, it's helpful for your vocabulary development and also for your ability to be creative in a second language, which is hard. So yeah, I think the sensory verbs give us the perfect scenario to be able to be more creative and to push our all the barriers that we come across when we are trying to speak. So that's the main idea of this activity. I'm hoping that you have fun while playing, and let's see how it feels. You'll let me know when we come back. So what are we going to do? I'm going to send you the link for this. It's for everyone. Let's go there. And of course, we're going to go to the small rooms because we need to play in teams. You cannot play alone. All right, so let's go to the link. Let me start giving you permission to share your screens. At least one person needs to share, so it's more fun. And yeah, we are going to go there. Do we have questions before going to the small rooms?
No, teacher.
Yeah, very good. So now let's just go. Don't forget to speak and be generous with your answers. Don't just say one word or two words. Be generous. All right, let me open them and let's go. Okay, yeah. So I was listening to all of you speaking. It was very funny. The idea of trying to challenge yourself to describe something is that you can get to be creative in a second language, which is difficult. And also the idea of getting together to speak with your classmates is that you can actually relax. This is a safe place where you can make mistakes and everything. So yeah, I'm very proud of all of you making your best effort to practice. Now I have some questions because I heard some things that were a little interesting. So some people asked me, how do you say a qué huele in English? ¿A qué huele tu cabello, por ejemplo? How do you say that in English?
What does your hair smell? At or to?
None of them.
No?
So who knows? ¿A qué huele tu cabello? In English, of course.
What does your hair smell like?
Like.
Smell like. Without the S, smell like.
Oh, without the S. Okay,
Ah.
does avoid the S. Okay, it's clear. Thank you.
Close. I was close.
You were very close, but wrong.
Well, that's right.
Yeah, so what does your hair smell like? As Swanhill says, is does. So the S at the end is not necessary. So what does your hair smell like? What does like mean in this question specifically?
On Spanish?
Yes.
¿A qué?
¿Cómo?
¿A qué o cómo?
¿Cómo
Yeah.
a qué?
¿A qué o cómo? Yes, we don't have a way of saying a qué in English, so we say what and like at the end. Yeah, like at the end usually means cómo, as Rodri said. So let me think of a question. How do I say cómo es tu hermana, por ejemplo? In English.
How is
Beautiful,
your
my
sister?
sister is beautiful.
How
How?
is your sister?
How is
Like?
your sister?
No, how your sister?
How does your sisters like or
Hmm.
looks like? Look like.
Looks like.
Yeah. How does your sister look like? Did you say?
Yeah.
Looks
correct.
like.
Looks? No,
But-
it's not looks.
No?
Does
Hmm.
does with does is not necessary looks.
Yes.
Ah,
With
yes.
does only look. What
Yeah.
does your sister look like?
Look like.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes, it's perfect, Javier. So
Teacher.
that's the reason why. Because we have does, we don't need the S at the end of the verb. It's not necessary.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Analia, if I ask you, how is your sister today?
Maybe that's for the mood of my
Yes.
sister.
Yes. How is your sister? She's okay. She's fine. She's tired. So yeah, that's not the one. How are you? How is your sister? How's the family? Yeah, so how they are doing or how they feel. And then we have a problem with how does your sister look like? What is the problem here?
I think you have to see your sister to say, how does she look like?
No, that's not the problem. The problem is that we cannot say how. We have to say what.
What?
Ah,
Oh,
on
okay.
the sentence. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So, Analia, what does how's your sister mean in Spanish?
¿Cómo está tu hermana?
¿Cómo está tu hermana? So yeah, it's a totally different question. ¿Cómo está tu hermana? So yeah, and what does your sister look like? Is it this one or is not
¿Cómo
the correct?
luce tu hermana?
Como luce, yeah, como se ve. So we are talking here about the appearance. Appearance. So that's not como es tu hermana. So how do I ask como es tu hermana?
What does your sister is?
Yeah, you're very close. You're very close.
How is your sister?
Not quite.
Not quite? No.
Not quite. So
Oh, what?
what is? No, no clues.
No,
Like,
I'm getting confused.
What's your sister like? What's your sister like? So I want to know what's her personality. Yeah. So Annalie again, what's your sister like?
Your sister. What's your
¿A
sister?
qué se parece tu hermana?
Not quite. It's like, what's her personality? For example, if I ask you, what's your sister
¿Cómo
like?
es?
You can tell me she's funny, she's outgoing, she's friendly, she's mean. Yeah, that's the idea. So we are talking about personality. Can you describe your
Mhm.
sister, Analia?
Yes, I don't have sisters, but my my
Let's imagine.
imaginary sister. My sister is joyful.
All right. Yes. Anything else? Your imaginary sister?
She's Mm, can I say she likes something? Like she likes music?
Yes, that's a good description. So yeah, so she's joyful and she likes music, so she may be outgoing. Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Very good. Thank you, Analia. So yeah, so when I ask, what is your sister like? I mean, what is her personality? So you have to give me adjectives to describe someone's personality. But if I ask you, what does your sister look like? I want to know about her appearance. So you have to describe her appearance. Rodri, what does your sister look like?
She looks like a star, a singer star.
Oh, all right.
Like he dresses.
She?
It's okay.
She
Or
wears.
she dresses. She dress all black, and he use earrings on her face.
Okay, that's a curious look. So you don't have to say she dresses, but you have to say she wears. She wears
Sorry,
black.
she wears. Oh,
She wears black. Yeah.
I'm trying to
Bring back
record.
the vocabulary.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, careful with all of these different questions because they are very specific in English. So what does your hair smell like? What does your sister look like? What does the food taste like? So yeah, careful with all of these questions, and they are very different from Spanish. Then, if you want to describe a person's personality, you have to use vocabulary related to the personality. As I say, fun, outgoing, friendly, extroverted, shy, etc. But if you want to describe someone's appearance, we usually talk about height. Like, for example, she's tall, she's short, she's average height. Also, we talk about weight, so she's slim, she's overweight, etc. What else? We describe always the hair, so she has long hair, short hair, black hair, etc. So those are the kind of things that I'm looking for when I ask you, what does your sister look like? All right, so yeah, this is another way of describing. Sometimes we use sensory verbs to describe people also. So that's important to keep in mind. And of course, don't forget that this is a totally different question. So how's your sister? Is never referring to the personality or the appearance. It's always referring to the mood. So how is she feeling right now? Okay, so keep those things in mind. They are important for you to organize your ideas when you are speaking. Yeah, so that is something that I wanted to review before we close up this this lesson. Let me go back to the book. And yeah, I wanted to complete the listening exercise on page 129. So let's go there, and maybe exercise C. Let's see how it goes with the listening exercise here. Let me mark it so all of us are on the same page.
139.
129.
Okay.
Yes. Alrighty. So what is the idea here? The idea is that you listen to conversations, all right? You are not going to listen to just a dialogue. And you have to understand just from the listening, what is each item similar to, okay? And then of course you have to match the answers. Let's read the options that we have. We have chili, blanket, shampoo, alarm clock, Jenny, which is a person, by the way, and the noise. And then we have a party, strawberries, chicken, her sister, silk, and a fire alarm, right? So those are the things that you need to match. Now you're going to listen to conversations, so you need to interpret whatever you are going to hear. Let me make sure I'm sharing my sound, which I'm not. And now let's hear. Let's go.
1. This is delicious chili. Did you make this?
No, it's from a can.
Mmm, it's great. It tastes like chicken.
Actually, it's turkey chili.
2. That blanket is beautiful.
Thanks. I made it for Ellen's baby.
It's perfect. This material feels like silk. Ellen will love it. 3.
Try this shampoo. It smells like strawberries.
I like the smell of strawberries, but not for my hair.
Okay, how about this one? It smells like roses.
It's nice, but that's not shampoo. It's lotion.
4.
What's that noise? It sounds like a fire alarm or something.
I know, right? It's only Mario's alarm clock.
Wow, it's so loud.
5.
Hey, is that Jenny over there? She's talking to our professor.
No, it's her sister Jackie.
Wow, she looks a lot like her sister.
6.
What's going on next door? Are they having a party?
No, that's just my neighbor. He plays the guitar and practices all day.
I don't know. I hear a lot of people. It sounds like a party to me.
Okay, we got them. So let me clear my board because I have it full of things. And yeah, the good thing is that we have the transcription here. So just in case you missed some words, I'm going to have you listen again, but this time I'm going to be sharing the text. So if you didn't hear any word, you can read it here. I'm hoping that it's big enough because, yeah, it doesn't get bigger. It's only like that. All right, so yeah, let's go. Let's listen again and review if you didn't get any words. Now it's your chance.
1.
This is delicious chili. Did you make this?
No, it's from a can.
Mmm, it's great. It tastes like chicken.
Actually, it's turkey chili.
2. That blanket is beautiful.
Thanks. I made it for Ellen's baby.
It's perfect. This material feels like silk. Ellen will love it. 3.
Try this shampoo. It smells like strawberries.
I like the smell of strawberries, but not for my hair.
Okay, how about this one? It smells like roses.
It's nice, but that's not shampoo. It's lotion.
4.
What's that noise? It sounds like a fire alarm or something.
I know, right? It's only Mario's alarm clock.
Wow, it's so loud.
5.
Hey, is that Jenny over there? She's talking to our professor.
No, it's her sister Jackie.
Wow, she looks a lot like her sister.
6.
What's going on next door? Are they having a party?
No, that's just my neighbor. He plays the guitar and practices all day.
I don't know. I hear a lot of people. It sounds like a party to me.
All right. So yeah, it's just in order to check some vocabulary. I have written down some words that I'm interested in knowing if you are familiar with. So what is a can? Can.
Lata.
Una
Una
lata.
lata.
Yes. Thank you, Analia. So una lata, for example, a kind of pineapple, a kind of tomato soup, or something like that. So yeah, comida enlatada. A can. Then we have turkey. What is turkey? It's an animal.
Pavo.
It's a big chicken.
A big chicken. A big chicken or un pavo. Yes, pavo. There we go. Pavo and lotion. I don't really know what lotion is. Does anybody know?
In
Perfume.
Spanish.
Perfume.
Loción también.
Loción.
Loción. What is loción? I don't know.
Lotion.
Loción para
Lotion.
cabello, pero
Is it something that you put in your hair, like shampoo?
I don't know. Yes.
No, no, no.
Not
It's like
shampoo?
you put in your body with your, for example, for Victoria's Secret, like a splash.
Oh, okay, like a perfume?
Yes, but it's
Yes.
not too
It's not
concentrated.
concentrate. Yes, it's not
Ah,
concentrate.
Okay, all right,
Cannot
that's
do-
a new. Sorry?
Like not like an oil, I think.
¿No
I
ves
don't
nada?
know.
No.
Oil?
No,
Nada?
There is a little boat with oil by the body.
but
Or the
not
body.
oily.
It's
No?
not oily?
No, it's
Mm.
like those aguas de, like
Así para echarse.
agua.
Like colonia?
Yes, but yes.
Shaving lotion.
Shaving lotion?
Shaving lotion. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I need to learn more about lotions. I don't understand the word. So now I think it's colonia or something like that. Yes. All right. What about loud? What is loud?
Ruidoso.
Noise.
Ruidoso, but not in a good way, because noisy sometimes could be good. Like, it's noisy, but I can continue with my life. But loud is something that bothers you. It's not a good thing. So it's a negative thing. And finally, neighbor. What is a neighbor?
The people who lives next to you.
Yes, there you go. People who live next to you. So, tu vecino o vecina. There you go. Yeah, that's the vocabulary I wanted to review. And yeah, so a blanket that, what happens with the blanket? It smells, tastes, looks,
Silk.
Feels.
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 Silk.
Feels
Feels.
like.
It's like still skin.
Letter E. Feels like silk, letter E. There we go. Right, what about the shampoo? Tastes, feels, sounds?
B.
Strawberry.
Strawberry.
Letter B.
Oh,
Smells.
smells like strawberries. Yes, we are
It
talking
smells,
about
yes.
smell.
It smells like
An
strawberry.
alarm clock that looks, that feels,
Sounds.
A fire alarm.
sounds. Yeah, sounds like a
Sounds.
fire alarm. That's a horrible thing.
It's a bomber.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Jenny looks like, feels like
Her sister.
Looks like her sister.
looks like her sister. Yeah. Looks like her sister. And finally, the nose. The noise. Sorry.
The noise is a party.
Dirty.
A party.
Yes. So sounds like a party.
Sounds.
Sounds like a party.
Sounds like a party. All right. Yeah. All right. Perfect. So you've made it. We've made it up to this point. Now, let me tell you that in class, we are not going to complete all of the grammar exercises from your books. I expect you to practice also by your own and also by your own will. What is will, by the way? Maybe you're not familiar with the will word.
I
Voluntad.
don't know how to say, but it's voluntad.
Yes, there you go. Voluntad. So when I say I expect you to practice on your own will, meaning because you know that you have to practice. So some exercises, I'm not going to assign them as homework because it's your responsibility, but I'm going to suggest, okay? So this time we have completed A, exercise A, but I suggest completing B and C on your own. When we complete this on our own, I'm not going to be able to check all of your homeworks. You can share them with me. What I do with my other courses is that they complete the homework, and if they are not sure or if they want me to check, they send a picture or a screenshot, whatever they have, and I can review it like personally. So if you need my help, please do that. Share with me a picture of your exercises or a screenshot, whatever you have. And also what I do is I share the answer key for all of the grammar exercises. So still, if you complete your exercises, you can go to LMS and look for the answer keys from each unit. They are going to be available for you. You can check them and compare, because I think that being able to to compare your answers also helps you improve your understanding. So yeah, that's going to be available. Don't worry, because there's always a chance that you can check your homework. Yeah, so I suggest completing B and C over the weekend or whenever you have time to practice this vocabulary. Now we are going to go back. Let me close this. Let me go back to this, the arrow. And yeah, we are going to keep on moving around this. The idea is that we keep describing, and this time it's going to be a little more difficult than the previous one, because the previous one, it was just about adding adjectives and then comparing things. It's not such a complicated thing to do, like just to add a sensory verb and then an adjective, okay? But now it is a little bit more complicated because you need to integrate kind of a specific structure, right? So that's going to be a little challenging. Also, you are learning this because, as I said before, you were in the previous level, which is basic, and now you're intermediate. So you are supposed to be able to use more complicated structures. So we have words like difficult. We know what that means because, yeah, it's very similar in Spanish. But I can use it to describe someone's personality. Remember that previously we were talking about personality? So yeah, I can use it to describe someone's personality. So what does difficult mean when I talk about personality? Try not to use Spanish. Tell me in English. So how can you describe a person who is difficult?
It's a person. No, I'm gonna think first.
Think about it. Yeah. All of us should.
Easy person.
Not an easy person because it's a difficult person. Yeah, it's not easy because it's difficult, but what else?
Maybe it's a person. Oh, sorry.
Oh, let's go with Juan and then Analia.
You hear me, teacher?
Yes, we can.
Okay, for me, a difficult person could be a negative person that could abort complicated areas maybe, or talk too much. I don't know, something like that.
All right. Yeah, I agree. They are characteristics of a difficult person. Yep. What about you, Analia? What were you going to say?
And that it's a person that you can not talk like open, like a person that it's not so open mind, for example. Maybe.
There you go. Yes, yeah, definitely. All right, so yeah, so both are quite correct. And yeah, so it's a person who you cannot talk to very easily, a person who it's always finding the bad side or the negative sides of everything. So it's not easy to argue with this person, right? So also a difficult person, it's someone who is always angry or has a bad attitude. Yeah, it's a difficult person to deal with. That's the idea. So all of the things that you said are on the right track, a difficult person. So I hope that we don't have a difficult person in the class. I don't think so. I like all of you, so yeah, I'm hoping that we don't have that person in class. Let's see, eager. What does eager mean? I like this word.
Ansioso. Ansioso.
Ansioso. Is it ansioso?
I don't know. New word for me.
No. Now it's actually.
It's like a nerd.
Like a nerd. Yes, it's like a nerd, like this person, like trying to answer. Maybe it's a nerd. I like the definition.
Eager. Eager, it's okay? Eager?
Eager, yes.
Eager.
Eager. So let me give you an example. Analia is a very good student. She's always eager to learn. What's eager? No ideas? It's kind of anxious.
Kind of
Ansioso?
intelligent, kind of brilliant.
Kind of ansioso, kind of brilliant.
Dynamic could be.
Dynamic?
Dynamic, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's someone dynamic. I like it.
Hyperactive.
Hyperactive. Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
Restless, inquieto.
Oh, okay. Someone who's never quiet. Yeah. So it's either a positive or a negative thing.
Positive.
It's a positive.
It's a positive thing. Definitely. So I like it, but we're not so close.
Proactive.
Proactive. Yeah, we are closer. We are getting closer. It's someone who is proactive.
It's a ñoño.
So, yes, it's a ñoño, a nerd. Yes. So it's someone who has a lot of energy, a lot of attitude towards something. So if I say eager to learn, someone who is willing to learn. Okay, this is a word that I'm using, by the way, willing to learn. Yeah, we have the word
Hungry,
there.
hungry to knowledge, maybe.
Hungry for knowledge, yeah, yes. So it's someone who has the energy and all what it takes to do something. It's eager to do it. So yeah, it's a very positive thing. When you use eager, it's because you're referring to a good quality of someone. So yeah, I recommend using it as a compliment to eager. What about delighted? What does delighted mean?
Encantado.
Encantado, yeah. Yeah, I like it. Encantado. So how can we say another word in English to say delighted?
Wondered.
Wondered. Yeah, I like it.
Feels like a surprise with a good time. I don't know. That you receive something that a shame. I don't know. Like
Yeah, you're on the right track, Carla. Yes, I like it. So wondered, surprise. So it's also a positive thing. It's a very positive feeling. I'm delighted with the news, for example. It's a very good thing. So yeah. I was thinking about a word and I forgot about it. But yeah, it's related to those kind of things, and it's also a positive word. Okay, so yeah, keep it in mind. Then we have willing. What is willing?
It's like your grace. No?
Your grace? We
It's
said,
like,
yeah, tell me.
like helpful.
Helpful. Yes. Helpful. Yeah, I like it. Helpful. What does will mean? Again, Analia told us recently. What does will mean?
Voluntad.
Voluntad. Yes. It's voluntad.
Dispuesta.
Yeah, there you go. Dispuesto o dispuesta is like voluntarioso. So that's why we said helpful. Someone who is willing to contribute, if you wish.
It's someone who is determined to do something.
Yes, someone who is determined to do something. That's
Yeah.
eager.
probably it's a person who all the time is very collaborative.
There you go. Yes, someone who is very collaborative with the person that is the people who are around. So yeah, very good. That's why we use the word help. So willing to learn, for example, willing to help, willing to come. Yes. All right. What do we have here? Let me move this. Determined. So what does determined mean? We have the same word in Spanish, I guess.
Someone that has an definite objective. Maybe.
Yes. So someone who has a definite objective and will go for that objective. So yeah. So it's related to the word objective. I like it very much. So yeah. Determined, I think it's the same word in Spanish, and it's someone who has something in mind and goes for that one, right? It's not unstoppable, we can also say. And finally, afraid. We have it all here. So what is afraid? Sorry?
No. Yeah, scared. It's
Yes. Afraid is similar to scared. What else do we have?
Terrified.
Someone that is worried about something.
Yeah, someone who's
Yeah.
worried. Yes, it's related to the feeling of worriness. So yeah, someone who's worried or frightened also. Frightened also works like that. So yeah.
It's a person who has who feels danger, maybe?
Danger, yes.
Or dangers.
Yep, I agree. And yeah, is it a positive thing or a negative thing?
Depends.
It depends.
Natural.
Yeah. Natural. Well, I would say that yeah, it depends, as Paula said, but I would also say that it's more of a negative thing. Yeah, it depends on the situation. It's like difficult. It's also a negative thing, whereas eager is a very good thing to have. Alrighty, so yeah, these are more adjectives that you can use to describe especially behavior, personality, and attitudes also. With those adjectives, what we are going to do is to work on this structure, okay? Be plus adjective plus infinitive verb. And yeah, what we are going to practice next class, now I'm going to give you like a short review so you can be thinking about this. What we are going to do is to learn how to form descriptions using the infinitive after some adjective. So here we have that infinitives can follow certain adjectives that describe reactions and feelings, or as I said, behavior or states sometimes. So you are going to use the verb to be to describe like this. So for example, you are going to say, she is eager to help, like she has a lot of attitude. Or you can say they are easy to work with, Also, people who never play hard on your job are people also who are very collaborative. So yeah, those kind of things. And also you can say it is hard to reach them. What does reach mean? Reach.
Like alcanzar.
Yes, alcanzar o llegar a alguien. A alguien o a algo.
Like
there you go.
Acceder a.
Like objectives.
Yes, like objectives. And also I like it, acceder a. Acceder a. Very good. Yeah. All right, so it is hard to reach them. It's hard to get to them. All right, so it's not difficult to use this kind of vocabulary. Again, you need to remember the structure, like the subject, the verb to be conjugated, the adjective that you are trying to use, and the infinitive after that. Like the infinitive is going to give you like the context. So she is eager, it's perfectly fine. But then you add the infinitive and you add more context to the idea of this person being eager. They are easy. It's not kind of a very explanatory sentence. So you can add something else to explain more what you are trying to say. They are easy to work with. Now let's read the notes because yeah, that's gonna give us some ideas of this. So use adverbs of frequency before adjectives. What are adverbs of frequency? Words like this: always, sometimes, often, never, etc. So he's always eager to help. It's sometimes hard to reach them. So you can give more emphasis to the description that you are making. Also, it's very good to use contractions because, yeah, it's more natural in English to use contractions than not to use them. So don't speak like that, like she is. Just go with the whole sound together. She's. There you are. It's. Okay, put it together. Don't be afraid of putting things together. And now, this is important. Let me mark it with red so you kind of have the feeling that this is dangerous zone. So be careful. Not all adjectives can be followed by an infinitive form, right? So not because I have here adjective and then infinitive, it is because everything can be followed by infinitive. No. You have to learn that some of them, especially these ones, like happy, delighted, glad, sad, afraid, ashamed, eager, excited, surprised, shocked, proud, ready, difficult, hard, easy, lucky, and willing. Okay, so especially those ones. Not all of the adjectives that we have in English can be followed by an infinitive. All right, so with this grammar that we have covered in these last 5 minutes, we are going to start next class and continue working on this. We are going to pay attention especially to these adjectives. So if you have the time, please read them again and try to look for the meaning of them. It's going to be helpful for next class. So next class, we are going to be working on this unit. Remember that we said that next class is going to be asynchronous. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing a link with you so you can watch the video of the class. It's going to be an interactive one, so I'm going to need you to spend time on the class. The asynchronous class that we are going to have, it's a little shorter than the usual one because it's difficult to have you an hour and a half watching a video. I'm not going to do that to all of you.
Please.
But, no, I won't. But I'm going to try to make it fun so you don't fall asleep while watching my video. So yeah, wait for the link. I'm hoping that I can share it early in the morning on Monday, and you can watch it whenever you want. And it's going to be on LMS. If by any chance you have problems with LMS, write to me a message and I can send you the link. Otherwise, I will find the way. But the idea is that you can complete that class also. All right, so we have reached the end of the class. If you have extra questions or comments, stay with me. Otherwise, you may leave. And as always, I thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you asynchronously on Monday.
I have a little question.
Yep, tell me.
The instructions you are going to get inside the LMS.
Yes, but there are no instructions. Actually, I just shared a small miniature and you have a button that says get started and that's it. You start watching the class.
I'm going to check right now, please.
All right. Yes. Yeah, let me know if you have problems with the LMS.